Woke up at 5 a.m. to get ready and get to the airport by 7:30. Here we are. It is way too early to be awake for me, and my face is not moving yet. Breakfast. Peace. The seats are spacious. The seats are spacious.
When I was younger in film school, I wanted to move to either Canada or New Zealand just for the entertainment work opportunities, but I'm very glad that I didn't, because otherwise I wouldn't have met the love of my life here in Oz. Now, I visited Canada and had a wild time, but now it's time to give New Zealand a try. Here we go. Now it's time for the part of the flight that I absolutely hate, the landing.
Okay, we're finally at the hotel, and we've gone shopping. We've got all our snacks and everything set up, our clothes set up for our first day out tomorrow, and we're gonna hit the bed early so we can get the most out of tomorrow.
Good morning. It is day 2 in New Zealand, and I've had the best night's sleep in a long time. And we are about to get up and get ready to have our first full-on day.
And a yummy breakfast to start the day. I am so excited to eat this.
Tarlton Sea Life Aquarium in Auckland is where you get to explore a unique underwater world full of discovery and adventure. The aquarium was named after Kelly Tarlton, a marine archaeologist and diver who identified new species while diving coral reefs in remote locations. It features Scott's Hut, which is a walkthrough replica of Captain Robert Falcon Scott's Antarctic hut, including authentic memorabilia to give you a look at what life was like 100 years ago in the coldest place on Earth. The aquarium is home to various marine life, including New Zealand's only colony of sub-Antarctic penguins, and various species of very beautiful jellyfish that you get to view up close to get lost in their hypnotic beauty. It is also the only place in New Zealand that rehabilitates rescued turtles. Another fun fact about this aquarium is that it has the world's first curved aquarium tunnel, a design that has since been replicated all over the world. Large sheets of acrylic were also cut to size, heated, and curved into the tunnels. It also includes a conveyor belt that visitors can ride through the tunnels to view the marine life. It's definitely a must-see if you're taking a trip to Auckland. The second stop on our first big day out was to the War Memorial Museum in Auckland, which tells the story of New Zealand, its place in the Pacific, and its people. It holds one of New Zealand's top 3 heritage libraries and has preeminent Māori and Pacific collections, significant natural history resources, and major social and military history collections, as well as decorative arts and pictorial collections. It holds some truly incredible exhibitions, including Phil the Mana of the 1970s protest in print. In this exhibition, it spotlights the groundbreaking newspaper that platformed Māori and Pacific voices across some of Aotearoa, New Zealand's most defining years in activism. The museum holds renowned Māori and Pacifica collections, giving you a look at Māori culture and the achievements of Polynesian navigators.
So, I am willing to take photos and videos of many of the things here, but if the family have requested that, certain things don't get taken photos of or videos of, I won't. Second, anything to do with gods or spirits, I will not take photos of or video, because I'm not about to invite that into my life.
It's home to an ongoing remembrance of New Zealand's service personnel, New Zealand's oldest research institution, which is actively contributing to societal and environmental understanding, with an international benchmark-setting focus on Indigenous knowledge.
Okay. It's Labubu and Dululu. One of these were found on every continent around the world, meaning every continent had the right to be f***ing scared.
This museum has an incredible 3 levels full of history and knowledge. Level 1 holds the Natural History Galleries, which tells New Zealand's evolutionary story and describes the unique environment from mountaintops to ocean depths. The ground level tells the story of Pacific people, the Māori, the Pākehā, the peoples of the Oceania, and other newcomers. These spaces show the diversity of Pacific Island communities and the astonishing beauty of the objects they have produced. And Level 2 shows how warfare has played a major role in shaping New Zealand's identity. These galleries tell the story of New Zealand's involvement in wars from the New Zealand Wars to East Timor. This museum covers so much history about New Zealand, the past, present, and their dreams for the future. It even includes a gallery on the history of Staircase, one of Auckland's earliest gay clubs, featuring famous drag queen Buckwheat, who tells you the story of Staircase, as well as her first time attending the club back in 1981, while she applies her makeup for a show, of course.
Have you been a good... We'll keep you on the team.
Just keep moving.
He better. Yeah.
We are heading to the seafood markets, the very famous seafood markets, because I really want to try the seafood. Is it as good as people say it is? Let's see.
Lush green fields and sea so wild. Every day feels like a child. Auckland streets so full of life. Island breeze cuts like a knife. Rugby games and coffee shops. Bounce around till heart just stops. Adventure calls in every shop.
We're having a seafood lunch.
Mystery in every
Okay, we just finished the seafood markets, and not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. Someone please tell me if we went to the right place, because that was nowhere near as good as people said it was. I don't know if it's because I got battered. I don't normally get battered fish. Maybe they over battered it, because they tend to do that when they try to save money, but they usually prefer grilled. So a little disappointed with this one. It is now time for shopping. It's a different kind of beautiful at daytime, I'll tell you that. It's nice.
every shop. Mystery in every route. From the glaciers to the beach. New Zealand's got that magic reach. Sheep on hills and stars so bright. Nights southern light. Jump and dive, this world exposed. Kiwi kicks in every dose. Mystery in every room, from the glaciers to the beach. New Zealand's got that magic reach.
Good morning. It is 6 a.m. We have woken up early to get to the bus terminal to go on the Hobbiton tour.
It's so early, but I'm really excited.
Seatbelts are fitted. You are required to wear them. Failure to do so, should the lovely friendly police officer pull me over for a check, spot you not wearing your seatbelt, they will give you a fine for $150 and say thank you for your donation.
There are two parts to this trip that I have been looking so forward to, and this is one of them. I really wanted to see where they filmed The Lord of the Rings. And here's the funny thing, I was never really a big fan of the films when they initially came out, like 20-something years ago. It wasn't until probably my early to mid-20s when I really fell in love with world building and fantasy storytelling that I really went back and watched the films and fell completely in love with them. That and The Hobbit. So getting to go to Hobbiton and actually just see the sets still there, incredible. The gift shop had some really cool things that you could buy. We didn't really want to buy anything because we weren't there to sort of buy souvenirs or anything. Now our tour came with its own tour guide, and I guess they all do, and she was fantastic. She had a really good rapport with our bus driver. I'm guessing they've worked together before and they've done this many times, but yeah, they were great. They were telling us where certain things were filmed on our way down to the set, and then took us on a guided tour around the entire little village to see all of the different houses and talk about how they were constructed. And fun fact, there's one particular tree in that entire little set that is completely built. It is completely man-made. And the fun part of it was getting to guess which one it was. How small are they? Now I do know that it's not the original set. I know that after the original trilogy, the set was deconstructed and was only rebuilt with permanent materials for the Hobbit trilogy. But it doesn't make it any less exciting. It's incredible to go walk around where they filmed this. I think the original set was built of materials that weren't meant to last. Just having Googled it, it was made with plywood, polystyrene, and untreated timber. So yeah, that wasn't meant to last. But this one was built with proper materials, made to last: concrete, wood, bricks. And it only makes it better because the older it gets, the more weathered it is, and the more authentic it looks as a functioning little village. Now, I had a very unfair advantage in our tour group. Not only am I quite tall, but I also have an extendable selfie stick. So whenever the group gathered around and sort of blocked everyone else's view from photos, I was able to just reach my hand up with my selfie stick and get a really nice shot. Bobby didn't really have to worry about that too much because he's used to being quite short and he was able to push his way through. Not that we had to do too much of that though, because everyone there was so respectful and just as excited as we were to see and experience everything. Make sure you bring comfortable walking shoes because you will be walking around for quite a while. I mean, if you're as excited as I was, it won't be a problem, but you still might want to wear comfortable footwear. Now the houses themselves don't have anything built in them beyond the front door and the windows. There's like a little nook behind the windows to sort of get the illusion that there's a full house there, but there's nothing behind it but dirt.
I am absolutely loving this. This is feeling completely unreal. And I'm so happy that we decided to get up super early to come because this was absolutely worth it. Also, I've never felt so big and so tall.
There are 2 Hobbit homes that you do get to go through. Because our tour group was quite big, they split us into 2 groups. and we got to go through one.
Oh, wow. Ow. She did say be careful of your head. That hurt.
Everything inside them is fully interactive. You can pick things up, touch things, sit on the couch, look at the fire. Little note, the fire is real. Do not touch it. It's not fake. It actually is a working fireplace. We were also told that if we were to sit on the beds, we have to take our shoes off because hobbits don't wear shoes. And I get that they say that because they don't want the beds to get dirty, but if you really want to get into it, hobbits walk around barefoot, meaning when they sit on their beds, they're tracking dirt from their toes onto the bed.
I have a little spa. Oh, that bathroom is adorable.
The tour guides are all extremely well educated on the production of the films, so you can ask them any question and they will know the answer. We got treated to so many cool little facts about the making of the film and certain actors' schedules and where they had to film and cheat things to make the shots work. It was fantastic. And oh boy, were there some people on this trip really excited to test that theory and really gave them some tricky questions, and they were able to answer every single one, and on top of that, give them some extra facts that they really didn't know about. A fun bit of trivia, and I won't do too much because I want to save that for the tour guides because they really do a fantastic job, but something that is quite fun to know, Ian Holm never made it to Hobbiton. Even though he had scenes that took place in Hobbiton, he never actually made it there to the set. It was all done through green screen on a soundstage. And during our entire tour, we were encouraged to take as many photos and videos as possible. The only thing was, don't go through any closed doors. If anything needs to be opened, they'll open it for us and tell us to go through. Otherwise, we just stick to the track and stay off the grass. 2,000 people go through that every day. If 2,000 people trampled on the same piece of grass, there'd be no grass. So stay on the paths. The cost of this actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I thought it was going to be, extortion levels high, but it really wasn't. It was quite affordable. And those tours actually worked a lot better for us because it included a pickup from Auckland to drive you down to Wellington, where the set is, and be transported back.
Hi MTV, welcome to my crib. Come on for me. So as you can see, that this is really renovated. We've got all of the arts here. We've got a wheel here. We've got some coal here. We've got some steel here. Whatever you need, we got it.
It's a looking window for looking.
How you blowing? My me Mar these days told me to get a bucket and some water. Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
You'll have to excuse the noise next door. They're filming The Real Housewives of Hobbiton.
And to end our wonderful little trip into Middle Earth, we got to have a complimentary drink and a buffet lunch.
It is 11:15 on Tuesday morning, and nothing is open yet. Everything's very laid back here. It is dead quiet. Most of the mall is open, a lot of the retail shops are open, but nothing in terms of food. And the amount of foot traffic here at this time of day on a weekday is ridiculously small. There's like hardly anyone here.
Okay, so remember how I said there were 2 parts to this holiday that I was looking forward to? Well, this was the other part. Wētā Workshop. Now, it's not their actual workshop, which is located in Wellington, but it's their specially made experience located in Auckland's Sky City called Wētā Workshop Unleashed. If you're like me and you're trying to carve out a career for yourself in the film industry and you can't make your way down to Wellington, then this has to be a stop on your visit. Each tour is allocated an entertaining guide that will take you through 3 jaw-dropping imaginative film experiences created by the Wētā Workshop team. A sci-fi film featuring a giant alien robot, a horror film with nightmarish monsters, and a fantasy film with a stunning model castle meticulously handcrafted. 3 cinematic experiences that you also get to witness the creation of as if you were joining them in their studio during production. From storyboards and creature designs to costume construction and miniatures, this tour covers it all. Oh, by the way, this is Jeff. He is such a vibe. If you meet him, you'll know why. Jeff is an animatronic security guard they have on the tour. I'm gonna try to tell you about our experience without spoiling too much here because this tour is, well, it's something you really should experience. It's fun. The tour guides make it fun, so I don't really want to spoil anything. Oh, I am a huge fan of action, sci-fi, horror, and adventure films, so this tour was so exciting for me. I felt like a big kid in a playhouse. And to be honest, my bedroom as a kid growing up looked pretty close to these areas combined. I mean, I had like horror movie memorabilia on one corner with action and sci-fi props and posters and collectibles in the others. It was crazy, so I loved this. Although, if you're hoping the tour will cover anything like Lord of the Rings, then you might be disappointed, as this focuses solely on the 3 films specifically made for this tour. However, if you're a fan of their work and look closely, you may spot a few things you'll recognize. I gotta be honest, this entire tour really got my creative juices flowing. For context, I work a regular full-time job while also taking on a steady flow of editing gigs and also making my own projects. I have been contemplating setting myself up on Fiverr or something, as I've been building my experience in the VFX world recently, but more recently in these years. And I've really grown a love for the practical effects and CGI and how both can be used to complement each other. But I mean, I guess Fiverr might have to sit on the back burner for a bit because I need to understand how that would work for tax purposes. But this just encouraged me to keep creating and experimenting with different projects. Speaking of encouragement, the creators' workroom really reminded me so much of my own little office room at home with all the storyboards and design sketches and prep work for my series, Atomic Kingdom. Plug. So this was just so enlightening. The model of the artist sitting at the desk, asleep, was perfection. And the can of Coke was so accurate. Look at this castle. The design is insane. It's just perfection. I mean, you'll have to excuse my camera work here just because I instantly went to figure out what angles would be best to shoot something like this as a miniature. But look at it. Look at the coloring. Oh, I loved it so much. It was great. And then when you look at the back here, just the bridge work and the little lamps and everything and the foliage, it looks so good. I mean, a lot of people didn't really pay too much attention to this side. This is the other side of the castle, but I thought this was just as cool. Like a little campsite? Dude, really? Come on. How could you not want a job in this industry? Bobby was having a great time as well. It was good to see him sort of finally get to see the world that I see. because he's not really interested in behind the scenes of movies. He loves watching them, but this was so fun. Okay, it's enough of me fanboying right now. I'm going to let the music ride for a minute just so you can sort of enjoy it and vibe out. Unleashed is not your regular tour. It is a 90-minute in-depth look at the practical effects process and the hours, days, and months even that could go into what might eventually be just a 5 to 10 second shot. There are a few interactive parts to this tour that if you're a creative or just have a huge imagination, you will love, including a touching and deep sci-fi film at the end with a special message. And to top it off, you get a fun and warm clip of the creatives from Wētā at the end.
Hello everyone. Okay, so we have had a very beautiful day today and we are stopping for some lunch at the Shakespeare. If you haven't tried it, definitely get out and try it because it's fantastic.
Good morning. It is our second last day here in New Zealand. Auckland, I should say, because we haven't really travelled outside of Auckland. That'll be for another trip because there's a lot of New Zealand to explore. But this trip, we're just focusing on Auckland. We've got a few things left we need to do to tick off our bucket list. So today we're going to try and squeeze as many of them into one day as we can. We have the zoo. We have the Sky Tower. Oh, I do want to go shopping. From what I've seen, the stores are too different to what they are in Australia, but I still want to go shopping. I'm going to force myself out of this ridiculously comfy bed. And I'm going to go shower, brush my teeth, and we're going to head out. Here we are at Auckland Zoo. About to take a little trip around.
check out all the animals. That's very pretty. So they have a thing in there where you can compare your weight to the average size of an animal. And I am roughly the size of 1.5 orangutans. Fun fact.
Where are they?
So this is the tropical dome. The swamp forest is a large, transparent, climate-controlled dome. It takes a lot of water to maintain this amazing aquatic habitat. Rain-harvested water from across the zoo is used for filling the ponds. There are also a lot of special misting and rain systems, which means, yes, you could get rained on in this tropical world. And we did. New Zealand's long coastline and deep oceans are especially rich for sea life, marine life.
In the harsh landscape and extreme climate of the high country, almost every living thing is unique. The inhabitants of this rugged landscape are well known for their resilient character. Some remarkably adaptable animals have made the high country their home. People have carved their place in the high country too. Southern Māori created vast track networks during seasonal expeditions to gather valuable pounamu from the west coast. When settlers arrived, they brought sheep, cattle, deer, and rabbits, altering the landscape forever.
Hey guys, welcome to our new Airbnb where we're going to be staying for the next few days. As you can see, it's got a nice stove top, a little kettle place to, put the fire on, make yourself warm. We've got a selection of Aldi branded foods here. You've got Wayo instead of Milo. Hamadryas baboons have a highly organised social structure that begins with a harem, featuring a dominant male and up to a dozen females. While travelling and foraging for food, harems will join as a clan, or several clans may unite to form a band. When Hamadryas baboons gather at dusk to sleep, they form a troop, with up to 800 baboons. Okay, it has been 3 hours and we have finally finished the entire park. How you feeling, Bubby? Now, we are off to the Sky Tower. And that is the final stop of things we wanted to do on our little trip. And then tomorrow we can just do whatever we want to do. And I think we will go shopping again.
Auckland Sky Tower is 328 metres tall, making it the second tallest freestanding structure in the Southern Hemisphere, and attracts an average of 1,150 visitors per day. And what better way to end our trip to New Zealand than to see it from above? Construction was completed in 1997 and it has since become an iconic landmark in Auckland's skyline. The upper portion of the tower contains 2 restaurants and a cafe, including New Zealand's only revolving restaurant. The tower also features the Sky Jump, a 192 metre jump from the observation deck, during which a jumper can reach up to 85 kilometres per hour. Yes, this is the one that you see a lot of celebrities do when they visit New Zealand. I'm most definitely not going to even try that. I can't stand heights. In a very weird, dark sense of humour way, the only way I'm able to do this is I'm actually able to look at the view through my camera phone, which for some weird, sick reason makes everything okay. Or the fact that if it does go down, I'll be taking a lot of people down with me and I won't be alone. Dark, right?
Onto the sky deck.
You know,
Garrix, the highest walk Sky Tower. And when you're coming back, I'll be taking you to the reference tree.
Thank you.
Dark humour aside, I did feel very safe in the Sky Tower. Why? Because it's constructed of high-performance reinforced concrete. Its 12-metre diameter shaft, containing 4 lifts and an emergency stairwell, is supported on 8 legs based on 16 foundation piles drilled over 15 metres deep into the local sandstone. So yeah, the lady is secure.
This is the highest point. We are on the tallest point of the lookout deck for the Sky Tower. It is terrifying, and I am so far only able to really look at the view by staring at it in my screen. So, I don't exactly know what concert it was, but whatever it is, thank you for the fireworks tonight. While we're about to sit down and have a nice dinner. And thus concludes our last day here. That was a pretty good damn day.
And that was it for our first trip to New Zealand. Overall, I had a really great time. I will say that we did manage to hit the main tourist attractions in Auckland within the first 3 to 4 days, and the rest was us just exploring the city area. And there is so much more to New Zealand than just the Auckland city area. So, I think when we eventually return, we will spend the bulk of our time, if not all of our time, exploring outside of Auckland. On our last day, we were told by a lovely bar waitress who says that she was from the North Island, that we should try the seafood up there, as Auckland doesn't really have the best seafood, and I wish someone had told us that beforehand. She also suggested we visit Christchurch. I'll research more when the time comes, but for now I'm pretty happy that I got to at least touch New Zealand ground. So, we've visited Thailand, Japan, Fiji, Canada, America, including Vegas, LA, Fresno, San Francisco, and New York, and now New Zealand. The next and final trip we have on our list is the UK and an entire Euro trip, ending in Rome. After that, we're planning on circling back to our favourite countries to explore more. But thank you for watching our little travel vlog, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!